Hello, everyone, and welcome to Spare Parts. This is a very exciting episode.
Yeah, the crown prince of Letterkenny has come home.
The Disney prince himself. We have Dylan Playfair with us. We're so excited you're here, Dylan. Yay!
Hey, guys, I've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, are you pissed that you haven't come on sooner? Are you, mad a little bit?
You know what? There are no small parts, only small actors.
God,
Even
that's
if
true. Yeah.
5 on the call sheet. That's all right.
You know what? You need to look at it a little differently. We have to save up our guests to you know what I mean? Like you're starting off our season 3. You're a big deal. You're billed very highly as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, well, as a person and an actor.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I appreciate that. I was pretty fired up to jump on after listening to your guys' first episode. I had my tires pumped pretty well there, so I appreciate that.
Well, we love you. You know, we're big fans of you, again, as the human, but also as the actor. So this is good. Also, your hair looks really dark. I just want to talk about what you look like right now. You look great.
Yeah, let's do it.
Evan said that you kind of are looking like The Rock's 90s headshot.
He's wearing a gold chain and a black shirt.
Yeah.
If he was wearing a black turtleneck, which would have been very suitable for this episode, that would have been the perfect combination. But he looks like if you have a fanny pack below screen, that would complete the ensemble.
I left the fanny pack at home, but I have a collection of fanny packs. So
I know you do.
That's not surprising at all.
Yeah, they're
You're
convenient,
a festival
man.
guy, right? Isn't that why? I feel like you go to big events. You always have to have your lip chap with you. What are you carrying around in there?
Well, the thing about when you're wearing like shorts without pockets and you got stuff, what are you gonna do? Carry it around in your hands like an idiot?
Yeah,
No,
you're not an idiot.
No. I've been known to think about things quite deeply, and the fanny pack. Yeah, there it is. They're hella convenient, and if you own the look, I mean, shit, it's iconic.
And you do own the look. There's no question.
You have to. You have to.
Where in the world are we finding you?
I'm currently in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Beautiful BC.
We're so close. We need
do you guys ever see each other?
Not as enough. I'm also terrible at going to Vancouver, and this is a 2025 not bucket list. Yikes!
Jesus, we planning on calling it the end of this year. That's it.
No,
2025 is it.
Resolution. I was like, I need to get over to Vancouver more and see my friends, because I have so many friends now that live in Vancouver, and I want to come visit you. Number 1 is Dylan,
and then Tyler way down on the list.
He's number 5 on the call sheet of friends. Yeah,
hey, there it is.
Deeps, I assume you and Tyler hang out occasionally, right? You must see each other more.
We do, yeah. We run in some of the same circles. So I owe him a call.
You guys go to the same nude beach or what? What's the search?
Funny you should mention that, actually. Yeah, there's a pretty well known clothing optional beach here in Vancouver, which I have on more than one occasion attended with the Johnson himself.
Tyler.
That's so cute.
Wow.
I love that.
Cute.
It's so hockey culture, exactly what kind of they get into it a little bit, right? Comfortable naked around each other.
Nothing bonds two grown men more quickly than losing your gitch at the bottom of the rec beach steps immediately. Just getting sun on all the on all the shady bits.
What's the thing that you lie on your back and lift your legs up towards the sun? It's a very you know what I'm talking about.
So why do I know that immediately?
You know immediately.
Sunning your perineum, I believe.
What are you talking about? Why are you asking this? Is this a thing that
it's
Dylan
a thing.
does?
No, I don't know.
I have yet to experience the energy of the sun directly on my naked butthole, but I hear some pretty amazing things from
You're
I'm interested.
Yeah, and Dylan's one of those people who will try new things. You're the type of person in my mind who you're oh, that's supposed to be a healthy thing you can try. I would be first to guess that you go, well, I tried it once. It wasn't for me. The sun was too hot. I could see that.
I feel like the sunburn risk is just so high on that part of the body.
Whoa,
I think I can count on 2 fingers the amount of time that part of my body has seen direct sunlight.
Okay.
And we'll leave that there.
I was carry on. Is there more? Oh my God. Okay, well, yeah, that also feels like a very West Coast thing, and Evan, as we've discussed at length, is an East Coaster.
There are no
so.
butthole. There's not even butthole exposure in Toronto. Like no one's.
People don't even have buttholes in
people
Toronto.
are. Yeah, no one's showing their butthole.
They don't
at the
even
beach.
have them.
No, we just sew them up because that's pooping's
sew
gross.
them up.
First of all,
Right.
So we don't do
of course.
that.
No belly buttons, no buttholes.
They're so uptight out east.
They're
God.
so evolved.
Aww. Okay, well, have you been? I feel like you've been traveling around a lot the last year. I mean, the last time we saw you was at the convention in Toronto.
Yeah, you were like, I just got back from Bali. Like it was that kind of vibe.
Yeah, I had. I just filmed the movie in Bali with my good buddy Curtis David Harder, and actually my mom and dad came out as well. So it was really
the
sweet.
Cutest mom and dad, man. That's so.
I love
sweet.
your parents. I miss them.
I'm very lucky. Yeah, they're chillers. Basically, I got offered this part in this film, and one of the main selling features was 2 months in Bali, and 15 days on set. So I'm like, well, yeah, that's half work, half play.
Yeah,
and my parents were like, well, room for one more if you got all that time off. I have 2 more, obviously. And so they came out, and it was great. I worked for half the time and then buzzed around Bali with mom and dad the other half. It was pretty sweet.
Knowing
That's
how
so
fun
fun.
your parents are, I could just imagine them going on their second honeymoon, just crashing your filming and being getting cocktails in the afternoon and being like, "Oh, Dylan, back from work, are you?"
They actually they both had cameos in the film. There's a big bar scene, and we plopped them into there.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Yeah, we had a really good time. So yeah, that was that was almost a year now. It's not quite summer.
I think it was 4 months ago, Dylan.
Was it?
I'm so.
It was when we started this podcast. It was just after the Justin Timberlake concert.
Was it? Oh, that's right. God, we're
Listen, I know that the
so-
actor brain is very malleable, and you have to believe anything that's
small.
happening to you in the moment. But
Yeah.
it was 4 months ago.
I'm known
Okay.
for referencing events that took place a year ago as the other day.
Yeah.
So
Well, the other day when we were on tour and we were in Arizona and we stayed with your parents, I will value that night forever. It was such a fun night when they welcomed us and we went swimming in their pool. I don't even know why they had a house in Arizona. It just seems I was like, why are you even here? That was so beautiful.
I think my dad was coaching for the Coyotes at that time.
Right. For those of you who don't know, Dylan's father,
Right.
hockey legend, coach, assistant coach, done it all. Comes from a hockey family. You have a NHL uncle. You got it all. You're real. You come by it honestly.
Yeah.
Rolling deep in the ice hockey world.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, that was so much fun. We were looking for. I was so fired up about that night. Literally from the day we found out that we had the Arizona date, the Phoenix date.
Yeah.
And then Michelle, credit to you. I remember it was everything that could go wrong did go wrong as far as the timeline. We were supposed to be there for lunch, and I think we got there closer to 11 p.m. And Michelle, you so sweet. I remember you tired, and we're no, we're battling it out. We're getting there. We're gonna have a good time, and we did. And we went, and we had so much fun.
Best time. Well, we'd been on the road already for at least a month, maybe even a month and a half. We were exhausted and away from home. And yes, we're all adults. We were all in our late 20s, early 30s at that time. And we
miss
still
our
needed our mummies and daddies.
Yeah.
And so Dylan's parents had this incredible buffet of food. We had steak. They had a bar set up for us. We swam in the pool. It was just so nice to be taken care of by parents, and we all needed it in different ways, and it was really cute.
Yeah,
your mom she was come to my bathroom, here, you can use all these skin products, and I was like, you are exactly what I need right now.
Yeah,
I was
your dad your dad and your mom
on
were
me.
both mixing up some pretty heavy drinks, some heavy pours.
Yeah, I come from a long line of hockey players and professional drinkers. So, and I mean that
Goes
with
hand in
the
hand.
utmost respect and admiration.
Oh, I know, of course.
They do go hand in hand. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a highlight for sure. It really was. I love your
so much fun.
parents.
Right in my gigantic water.
Good. You need to hydrate. I've never seen you do that. That's great.
Yeah, I've been noticed. It's a new thing. I started to drink. Well, I mean, all the years of professional alcohol consumption. Now I'm getting into the water.
You still look like a
Water.
fucking baby. Your face never ages. You the smoothest skin, nicest hair. Sweetest smile. How do you drink that much and look like that? I don't get it.
Look at you. Look at that. Well, listen to that. That's great. I appreciate that.
I miss my friend. Sorry.
I miss you guys too. This is great. Yeah. Anytime we link up, it's just like, let's hang out for a long time.
Forever. Well, maybe this summer we can figure out some kind of it'd be nice, Evan, if you came out west and we had like a little hang on the beach. I mean,
come out west.
Okay.
I'll tan my perineum.
Let's sun your butthole.
Let's do it.
What is it? Wreck Beach?
Yeah.
Always dropping the ditch. Drop the exact coordinates you'll be at when your penis is out, so that
I'll give you
the latitude, longitude.
You've definitely done some like forest bathing or something though, because I know you've definitely done something like that. You do that kind of thing, right?
Sound baths.
You've probably do. I know you do ice baths.
Reiki.
You do Reiki probably here and there.
I feel so seen.
Yeah. Well, this is like we've sort of talked about this, but not at length. Like, I think it's interesting how you presented in Letterkenny, obviously, which is how a lot of the people listening, if not most, know you from Letterkenny, and you play this hockey player, and that's very much a part of you, and you can kind of be categorized as that. But then you actually get to know Dylan, and you're so like fascinated with the world, and
Dylan's mystical. He's a shaman.
Yeah, and you're really like interested in spirituality, and just like you read a lot of really interesting books. You're always down to have a conversation about the universe. Like it's such a nice balance that you have.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it would surprise people maybe.
I appreciate that. It definitely surprises people, for sure. I was working on Mighty Ducks, the TV series, a couple of years back, and there was a background performer who, after one of the days on set, I was on the bench, he tapped on the glass. He's like, "Hey, Dylan, you got like a great dick face, man. Like, I know you play dumb so well, but you also play like a dick really well as well." I'm like,
okay.
Oh.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That was what I was going for. I'm also into meditating. If you want to talk about that.
I'm also pretty zen.
Yeah, I'm also pretty chilled out, dude. It's something that I really got super interested in after hockey. It was something that I felt like was going to be a big part of transitioning from sports into acting. It was like breaking down that sort of exterior of, me versus the world, and like you're very, athletes are tough guys, and you're supposed to sort of keep all that stuff into yourself, and you're in a pretty singular focus when you're trying to play pro sports. And that was definitely like an essential part of me personally evolving from a hockey player into an actor, and then because I can play hockey.
Because you weren't just like a competitive hockey player. You were also one of those like the guy who fights in hockey too. Like you were the apex. You were like the guy who you point to as like, you're not supposed to have an emotional reaction right here. You got to go beat the shit out of that guy. Like that's crazy.
That's
you were
crazy.
Goon. Yeah, the expectations on you were insane.
Dude, it feels like another lifetime, because I had the most fights on my team in Junior B and Junior A. I scrapped a ton. Like I went out there and I played physical. I wanted to intimidate people. I wanted to. Not super proud of it, but hurt people.
It's
what
you were forced into.
I mean, it was one of the things that I was better at that than at scoring goals, so I kind of leaned into it because I wanted to. I wanted to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I just found it fit my personality better.
It's funny though, because like. You're not an aggressive person, but I guess
not to me. But then sometimes you see some heat when he's listening to certain like EDM, and he's like really having a night. You can see it. There's a tick. There's something behind the eye.
And we all have a little heat in us for sure. But it's interesting that you. Do you think it was as a young man like helpful for you to have that outlet that was kind of regulated? I'm sure it wasn't as safe as it should have been. I don't know that for sure. But do you think that was helpful for you to like get out that?
Oh, as opposed to street fights.
Or like are suppressing it? Like I don't know.
No, definitely. Yeah, it was. I mean, I have a lot of like empathy for people who are in that headspace still. I think, even you look at Mike Tyson, like, not comparing myself to Mike Tyson, I think he's in a whole other class, much like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
You could take man. You're the next fight with Mike Tyson. That's you.
Yeah.
It's Playfair Tyson.
Look out, Paul Brothers, I'm coming. No, I think you see a lot of these guys who have this evolution and they sort of, become a more, for lack of a better term, enlightened version of themselves, because they just, it's kind of exhausting being like you view the world for so long, and you find conflict in situations. And I think, people who go out and have that like energy that comes towards them, it's because you're putting it out into the universe, and it does,
right. Looking for a fight.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And for me, like, life just got a whole lot easier when I was really fucking kind to people and like really optimistic and really jovial, and things start to sort of fall into place when you're looking at the glass half full, as opposed to going out there and
you could do speeches on a stage for this kind of thing.
Chills.
For
Full
sure.
chills.
Like, you could easily do TED Talks about confidence and fighting and all that sort of stuff.
Confidence in fighting.
not directly being a confident fighter. Here's how to kill
That'll
people.
be the name of my memoir, Confidence in Fighting.
No, but what you're saying is so true, because what you think is, right? Like, how you view the world is how you experience it. And yes, there are outside things that influence, and luck is involved, and privilege is involved, and all of those things. But mentality is just so huge, and on like general just happiness in existence. So
yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah, that's cool that you experience that.
Yeah, it's well, and especially in like the jobs that we have, where it's so between your ears, like it is so a headspace. And I had my brother in this morning to help me with a tape, and we were actually having this exact conversation, how there are some actors who win Oscars having never been in an acting class before, and some who spend 15 years on Broadway before they get there, or off Broadway, or in class before they get a break. And I think it really comes down to this like dialed in sense of self, and this sort of confidence in what you bring to a character, and how you see the job and your place in the world. Because like there's this thing that you can't really teach, and you can't really articulate it, and there's so many different methods and ways to act. Like, well, I think the biggest thing is just being comfortable with who you are, and that reads. And some people figure it out quick, some people take a lifetime, and I got lucky. I kind of started figuring it out around age 19, at least who I was and who I didn't want to be, which is important.
Well, and you had such an intense like decision almost. It was like, okay, so I'm either going to carry down this road, which feels like this, or if I want to evolve into a different
like, are you going to move to Romania and do hockey? Right? Or are you going to pursue acting? Like, was that
right?
Those were
Or
kind
like,
of the
do you
options,
want
right?
to tap into your artistic side, which is a very different headspace? I wouldn't say so dissimilar. Like, you do have to have that focus and that mentality kind of like locked in, but yeah, that must have been like a kind of a blessing. Although I didn't love that you were getting into fights, and I saw some of the pictures of you as like a teen, and it was honestly like really upset me when you showed me that.
I think I've seen a couple of your fights on the internet too. Like I think we found some.
Yeah, and you were just so young, and I don't know. I'm just like, I don't sports. It's out of my understanding.
Michelle, were you ever punched in the face?
No.
Me neither.
Yeah, and the fact that you like went through that is intense to me.
Yeah, I had my first hockey fight at 14, and I did well, which, blessing and a curse, because from then, I mean, I've been this size since 14, so I haven't grown much since then. But yeah, I was fighting 19, 20, I had a 20-year-old fight me when I was 15, and that's when I had my face broken pretty bad.
I hate that.
Yeah, well, and you see a 15-year-old kid on the street now, or in any setting, and you're like,
oh my God.
I
see a
know.
20-year-old baby.
Sometimes I see like someone who's like 23, 24, and I'm like, they let you out during the day? Like you have a job? Like,
what's your curfew?
Yeah, 15-year-old, I'm like, oh my God.
I know, you just feel so protective.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Well, I think you're like evolution. I think it's all added to the type of artist you are today. All of our life experiences do that for us, but you have a very interesting trajectory. And I don't know of a lot of people that come from super competitive, high level sports and really aggressive sports that just go into like Zen territory, art man. I don't know. It's a very cool trajectory you've had. Well, you still also like honor where you come from too. So
you play a lot of hockey players.
You do.
So that probably helps with the constant like reflecting on it and analysis of it.
Yeah, it's definitely been like a major, foot in the door as far as career opportunities go, because it's one of the sports that you really can't fake if you have a project that requires a hockey player.
Right.
You can kind of like you can fudge it with football or soccer, baseball. You can kind of like you can put it on a bit, but when it comes to actually playing hockey, it's like it's a very particular sport.
I heard this the other day about someone faking hockey, like acting in hockey. They said, we don't need to see you play it at all. We don't even need to see you skate. All we need to see is how you handle the mouth guard in your mouth. We're going to do a shot like this. I just want to see what you do with the mouth guard, like when you're not playing, like you're just sitting there. Do you know what they're talking about? Do you know what that means? Is it just like fiddling with it or like it going around your mouth in a circle?
A lot of guys chew their mouth guards.
They chew it, it comes out of their mouth and it manipulates and then it goes back in and they don't use their hands. It's just like, right?
And
you know that feeling, and that's a hockey player right there. That guy has a mouth guard all the time.
Yeah, or like the way they hold their stick. Like I worked on a project with some actors who I think oversold their experience playing hockey, and there was like 3 inches of the butt end of their stick sticking out, and standing on skates can be difficult for folks who haven't done it before, and it was pretty obvious, but I think we made it work at the end of the day. But yeah, it's tough to fake. It's really tough to fake.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. When you, I guess I don't know, do you guys want to get into the Letterkenny of it all? I mean, you've probably told this story many times,
like,
but
no.
but I know that like you were part of the original web series, like that original video that made the show happen to begin with. And then when we talked to Hersey, we sort of like touched on it, but you played in that like hockey league with the guys, right? That's how you knew Jared?
Yeah. So I had just moved out to Vancouver from said hockey career and was working as a production assistant. Actually,
God, I would have loved to have you as a PA. That's so fun.
That's so fun.
Dylan PA probably didn't last long, eh?
Bright eyed and bushy tailed. I think I did it for 8 months, maybe a little bit less.
Actually, you know the back end then. That's awesome.
Well, a friend of mine who was on my junior A team, his dad was a location manager, and he'd found out that I was planning to move to Vancouver at the end of the season. And he was like, well, look, if you're going to go to film school or acting school, before you do, you should figure out what it's actually like to be on a set. And he got me a job. Credit, thanks.
You guys heard it here. Dylan Playfair Nepo baby. Got a job from his friend's dad. That's it. Cooked. Career over.
It's like it's like anything else, man. Like I think you vouch for people.
Yeah, you gotta
and you stick your neck out for people when you sort of trust that they're going to make you look good, right?
Yeah.
And he knew how committed I was. Like I was going in, full tilt poker, like all the way. And he
full tilt poker.
Are you guys sponsored by Full Tilt?
Don't know what that is, but would love to have them on. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Full Tilt, what's up? Hit up Spare Parts.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was just like, look, you should figure out the language of a set. You should feel what it is to be on a film set. And I was very excited about that opportunity. So I came out here. I worked as a PA in the rain in Vancouver. I worked on a show called The Secret Circle, Primeval. I did a couple like MOWs, and on one of them I actually met Ryan McDonald, who is now he plays the goaltender in Shoresy, and he found out that I had come right from junior hockey, so he was like, well, hey man, you should come out and play with us. I play on this team, the Trappers. So I came out and I remember I rocked into the dressing room wearing cowboy. I've gone through some evolutions, you guys. I came into
We know Cowboy Dylan.
We know him.
You have evolved out of Cowboy Dylan, by the way.
No, Cowboy Dylan's like, he's not even on the back burner. He's actually just like immediately
up.
stage left. Yeah,
he
he's not very far. So I roll in wearing cowboy boots and bootcut jeans and my Merit Centennials hockey bag, and I step on the ice. My very first shift, I scored a goal from the blue, and it might have been my only goal that year. But it wasn't.
Yeah,
this guy's gonna be ripping it. Yeah, and then it was enough to impress Jared, and we started talking about the role that I played in junior.
Talking to you.
Yeah, Jared would never talk to a loser who wouldn't score a goal. So.
Well, and then he found out that I was pretty familiar with dropping the gloves, so we had a lot to talk about.
Yes.
And Andrew and I had become friends through mutual friends at UBC. So I'm playing on the Trappers. I meet some friends out in Vancouver. I stop peeing. I'm in acting school now. I'm like expediting the story because this takes place over like a couple of years.
This is your memoir. I'm into this.
It's a trip, man. It's wild. So
this is, what is it? Confidence in Fighting. This is the first chapter of Confidence in Fighting. Chapter. Continue.
Yeah. Let's record this. So I'll keep notes.
Yeah.
Let's record.
We are currently recording.
What do you think we're doing here,
bro? This is a podcast, right?
We're just chatting. I'm just wearing these.
Catching up. It's a very highly produced hang session. So I meet Andrew through a group of mutual friends, and we end up moving in together. So there's like myself, Andrew, Nick Bielski, Mike Oster.
So you've definitely seen each other naked.
Oh yeah,
Sorry, it's what? Sorry. Okay,
he's a hockey player too. Andrew is.
You don't have to answer that.
We know the answer. That's why.
So we're suntanning our buttholes, and so Andrew and I we're living together, and he starts coming out and playing with the Trappers, and he's an actor as well, obviously.
What?
And we both we auditioned for this movie called Mr. Hockey: The Gordie Howe Story, to play the sons of Gordie Howe, Mark and Marty Howe. Mm-hmm. So we booked that, and Jared had a couple of years before done the Don Cherry story. So we go and film that, and we come back, and Jared and Jamie rolled out a red carpet for us for the premiere of the CBC movie Mr. Hockey.
So cute.
It was a really sweet moment.
That's cute.
And they being Jared and Nate, had been doing these Letterkenny Problems videos based on the Twitter account that him and Burns had been doing for, like, I think they started in like high school or something. Like, it was just like bits from Listowel. And he was like, come out and play hockey players in this YouTube short. So we went out, we shot the bit, the clip, and it goes viral in like 10 days. There's like, I think it got like 1 million views in less than a month. And then Funny or Die got on board, and Jared went out. Yeah, it was like that. Yeah, Funny or Die had it up on the front page, and it went pretty.
Whoa, Funny or Die.
I know. Does Funny or Die still exist? Like, I'm like, what the? Because I just remember that one video, Will Ferrell and his daughter.
Oh, yeah. The door.
Yeah, Pearl Landlord.
Pay the rent.
That's right.
Bitch.
Yeah, wait. Is Funny or Die also Dave Franco and the guy who played McLovin, where they're like they're like they some sort of standoff, and they have to say like the nastiest, most sexual thing to each other as like a stand-up, and then they're finally face to face and their lips are almost touching, and they have to say like really perverted things, and then whoever laughs like first obviously loses. No, it's not ringing a bell.
I don't know, but I will be Googling it immediately after this.
It's like, I think it's something like, and you have to start with like, I'm so horny, or like, I'm gonna fuck you so hard. It's like something really intense.
Speaking of that, though, that scene almost exactly happens in this episode of Letterkenny, season 3, episode 1. The two hockey players, you and Hersey, are like literally like this, talking to each other. Like your breath is going into his breath for sure.
Yeah,
the exact scenario. I love that.
And I think we had the chews in at the time. Our characters were chewing. which at that point in the series had become beef jerky. We toyed around with well, I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but at that point it was beef jerky, which is as gross as you would think, being that close to your buddy. With the hot smell of hickory smoked beef jerky on your breath.
Yeah.
It was kind of
So Funny or Die got involved. The video. Do you remember when the video kind of took off?
Yeah, Jared called us. Okay. Jared called us and said, "This is doing really well." He was so fired up, and he told us that he was going out to Toronto to take some meetings to pitch it as a television series.
Fantastic. And
he came back and told us, we got to go for dinner. I have some news. I want to update you guys on what's going on with Letterkenny.
That quick. Holy.
It was a quick turnaround. Wow. Yeah. So Crave was just starting. Like we were Crave's first original show, right? Mm-hmm. So
back then it was Crave TV.
That's right. Orange. Yeah,
this is another.
Oh, yeah, it was orange. True.
Had a bit of a Windows 98 vibe. No chirp to Crave. Crave's fantastic.
No, the rebrand is great.
They're awesome.
I use Crave all the time. I watch Crave regularly. For those American listeners, it's a streaming service.
Yeah,
and it's a great streaming service at that. Yeah, some of Canada's best content's on there. Listen, man, hey, it took me the
service of my life.
Crave took me from fucking production assistant outside of fucking, Burnaby Park to where we are now. No, you're right. But yeah, he took us out for dinner and was like, guys, I flew out there, met with some people, and we're not shooting a pilot. I'm like, fuck, okay, well, whatever. The mislead. A
classic move.
A classic maneuver. Because? I set up a mislead and wait for the punchline. He goes, we're going to fly out to Sudbury and shoot 6 episodes. And then
you guys all went, and started crying.
We did. We went, and then we drank.
I bet you
and we got right after it.
Do you remember where you went that night? Did you guys go out? Did you go clubbing? What was the vibe like?
I mean, there's a more than, I don't know, 50% chance we ended up at the Roxy.
Right.
Yeah, I'd say 70 to 80% chance we ended up at I know we started at the Keg.
Of course.
Of course.
But we've talked about the Keg Letterkenny crossover.
Of it. Yeah, there should be a Keg Letterkenny steak. There should be like a specifically, they emblazon the Letterkenny logo on the steak.
Yeah, I can hear
they serve it with the music.
Yeah. That's good. Actually, I'm sure, we probably went to Section 3 because Section 3 was
you were working there. A couple people were working there, right?
That's
Nate
right.
Was working there and stuff?
Nate was working there. Jared had worked there. I got hired into, again, the nepotism runs deep.
Yeah, and then you got fired probably a week later, right?
Hey man, I quit. I was out of there. I was like, I got to go shoot this TV show,
you're
guys.
I'm a pretty famous actor now, so.
I don't know if you've heard of the very, very viral, famous Funny or Die short. Letterkenny, but it is now a television series, and I'm going to be on it. So see you later.
That's such a crazy fast
that never happens.
No, it never happens.
I can't think of a single other show that's had that happen where it's like a short on YouTube and then it's a show a month later.
Well, Broad City had that happen, but I think they were doing so Amy Poehler saw their videos on YouTube and then got their show worked out. Yeah,
what an impressive.
I mean, that was also the era. Now it feels like.
There's so much good
everything
content.
Is so oversaturated. It's almost like I don't know. I guess when things
content
work,
is
things
original
work.
content, though.
Exactly.
I will say, if you make something that's original enough and different enough, someone will see it. It'll stand out. Yeah.
And I think networks love something that's been proven. As far as like a fan base, when you've got that many people watching the shorts already, and I had been working on a kid show called Some Assembly Required, so I was doing some other stuff. Like I had sort of been building some traction. In the meantime,
I looked at that show after we knew each other and stuff, and I was like, I gotta watch Some Assembly Required. You guys have to check this out. It's like if you have, it's wild. They work in a business that has roller coasters and like toys and stuff like that. So Dylan's like the older man, like hanging out with these children. It's like I don't know how to describe it. He's like the older surfer dude who's like, bro, I love toys. It's so fun to watch.
The older man hanging out with the kids in the toy bag.
Dude.
Let me give some context
Yeah,
to the listeners at home.
Exactly that. And you're in like board shorts, perfect blonde hair, jacked to tits. Like his arms in the show are always out and they're so big. And he's coming off a roller coaster like, that was the best.
I was at the gym.
You gotta watch it, Michelle. You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
There's
but I was
a ton of episodes.
Okay, I need to see this. But Dylan, do you want to actually like explain what the show is briefly?
I would love to, Michelle. Thank you for the opportunity. Yes.
Yeah, Evan.
So Sub-Assembly Required is a YTV sitcom based on a boy whose house is blown up by a defective chemistry set on Christmas Day. And rather than...
I like this already. I like this already.
So they can't pay him out. So in the lawsuit, he gets ownership of the toy company and hires all of his friends from school to come and run it. And the first thing he does is he builds a working roller coaster in the set, which we actually had. We had a real life working roller coaster that went through the entire set that they shipped in from like Nicaragua
and it's
or something.
Multicam. It's not like the craziest thing is this is shot like on a locked off camera and there's a fucking roller coaster going as if it's Friends, the television show, but with a roller coaster. Cool. It's crazy.
It was sweet. Yeah, we had live studio audiences.
Oh my gosh.
I was because my character was the product safety tester, and the reason why he was significantly older than the rest of the employees was Knox was held back a couple of years in grades 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Is the backstory that I gave him. But yeah, it was actually a really cool audition. They were initially looking for someone 14, and I just came in and was like, you know what? I'm going to have as much fun with this as humanly possible. You have the heart of a 14-year-old.
You really, I mean, if not an 8-year-old or a 4-year-old, you're very full of wonder. So
I was really leaning into that. And yeah, I had so much fun on that. And it was so cool to do like a multicam sitcom, just be as silly as possible.
Early in your career too, like working with a live audience. So I just finished a movie, and the girl that I was working with really closely, she's 16. Her name's Juliet, and she was like, "So, you know Dylan Playfair?" I was like, "Yeah," because she was a massive assembly, and she was like,
"Oh, really?
Oh my god!" Like. I mean, she was playing it cool because she's 16 and you're very cool at 16. But
16-year-olds are so cool.
She was stoked. Yeah, she didn't know Letterkenny at all, no context, but she really knew you from that show. And that gave me some cred, so thank you.
Yeah. Well, my pleasure.
It's true. You have a very vast fan base. I will say that of all the people on Letterkenny, you have the one that's like every age. Like you have children from Descendants and family shows all the way up to like your hockey documentary old man fans. Like you really have like the gamut.
Yeah. It's a wide range.
It's kind of crazy if you're looking back on it. Like I produced a documentary on youth voter apathy, why young people don't vote, and then
See? Look at this guy.
I love this era.
Big fucking brain over
the documentary era. Are you so Dylan, you have a production company. Are you guys still doing some documentary things? Are you focused more on like fictional stuff?
So we've got two divisions. We have Media Button, which is corporate video and commercials and docs, and then we have Crystal Mountain Films, which is purely narrative. And we just finished our first feature narrative, actually called Breeder, which we're pretty pumped about. Yeah, we're excited. It's been
love the title Breeder.
Great title. Really
scary
cool.
and very visceral reaction to that.
Gross.
yes. Keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yeah.
We're pumped about it. Dot Marie Jones from Glee is our lead. She's fantastic. Maddie Phillips, Daniel Doheny. We had a great squad.
Nice.
So yeah, that's a thriller that we're going to be doing the old festival circuit there. Hopefully that's...
Do you make a cameo, or I think that's what the people want
I do
know.
not. No, I actually...
Whoa, full hands off on the acting.
Yeah, just producer brain. Just producer guy.
That's
Damn,
great.
Yeah, the
You're
director...
such a boss. You have like salaried employees and shit. That's crazy.
It's wild, right?
What the fuck?
It's weird. With an 8-year-old's brain, I tell you what, it is.
No, you have an
it is
8-year-old's heart, and you
Yeah, I
have
didn't say brain.
but your brain is very age appropriate.
No, you have like a mushed up 25-year-old's brain, like from
There
all
it
the
is.
hockey
Yeah,
fights. It's different.
I appreciate that. I'll take that.
This is how we talk to each other. We're
Okay, right. You're right. You're right.
He's
I'm like, don't bully Dylan.
No, I love Evan, and
Dylan
Evan
would
knows.
kill me with a look. Okay,
That's
I would kill for you, Evan.
I
would
appreciate
kill
that. I
for
love
you.
you, buddy. That's so nice.
That's
I love
cute.
you, buddy.
Well, okay. So, I mean, we've had a lot of chat. I don't know, like maybe Connor will cut this out, but do you guys even want to go through
fucking
the...
dare you, Connor? Don't you dare cut this.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, footnote, it was cold, and I had beef jerky in my mouth for a lot of the
Oh
scenes.
yeah,
How's that?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Circle
perfect.
back to that. That's a great, yeah.
It was
yeah,
cold.
I mean,
We could talk about how cold it was.
well,
You're allowed to
and
talk
I also
about
wanted to, because we've watched, so Evan and I have obviously watched the first 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, I kind of do want to go over some things that we didn't get to talk to you directly about. So first
Right.
of all, the Jeep incident, which I know isn't a great, like, but we were watching that and we both had completely forgotten about it. That was one of the craziest, and you were driving, and so much respect to you for like handling that and not killing anyone or even hurting anyone. Like that was so insane.
That was wild. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of how I responded under pressure for that moment. To be honest with you guys, I mean, you guys have touched on the story obviously, but
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for those of you who weren't in the driver's seat, basically Reilly and Jonesy pull
Everyone
up.
but you. So
Yes, it's fucking dude. It was so hectic.
Yeah.
The bit was Reilly and Jonesy pull up in a fuss and slam on the brakes, and my idea was like get some speed, hit the brakes, kill the engine, come into the scene. So what happened was I hit the gas, and this Jeep had an aftermarket floor mat that wasn't pinned down properly. So it was like a rubber floor mat, and it just got squeezed under, like basically where the accelerator goes down. The rubber pinned it all the way down. So I'm coming at like the end of the laneway, and there's literally like actors on the right, cameras on the left. There's a culvert, a ditch, and like a fence and a mailbox. And I'm not exaggerating you as when I say there was an inch. Like I'm not pumping the story for effect.
Oh,
like there was
there.
about an inch of wiggle room to thread it between where the actors were, where the camera was, where the fence posts were, and where the ditch was. And I could feel it going. It was like catching gears and going faster and faster. And I'm sure everyone on set was like, this kid's lost his mind. But my idea was if I go into the ditch and then come in between like the fence posts, I can go out in the field. And I was planning to just go in circles until I could figure out what the hell was going on. And I did. Like I went through the ditch, I came through, I missed the I didn't hit anything, and kept going, and eventually just like pulled the key out of the ignition, which I don't think you're supposed to do, but that's what I did.
That's narrow.
And the radio just goes on and goes, Dylan, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, trying not to kill anyone.
Oh my gosh.
In my mind, it was like from my perspective, the Jeep did a jump, like because it went like down the ditch and then up the other, like the sewer was there, and you went like you dodged the car. And then it went up the sewer and then like jumped over. Like in my mind, it was like you got airtime.
Yeah.
Like it was still going so fast. It was crazy.
The scariest part was when I had my foot all the way down on the brake and it was still going faster.
I can only imagine.
I was like,
so
just a
scary.
traumatic experience. Yeah.
And that was like early on in filming too. So it's like imagining yourself, you're new to the set, relatively new. driving this car, like it hasn't been established. It's such like early days, and being on a set in general, driving a car, I find horrible. Anytime I have to drive on set, I'm like overthinking everything. Yeah, like it's like I might as well have never driven a car.
What do my elbows do when I'm driving? What is it? Is it up here? Is this good?
I've got like both
old woman
feet on the
driving.
pedal. Yeah,
got the visor on.
Yeah,
this feels good.
It's crazy, but yeah, that's like a lot because that happened in season 2.
Yeah, season 2. Yeah. Like 1 or something.
So crazy. Yeah, when we went back to just like looking at like all of these kind of classic episodes, is there an episode do you remember from season 1 that sort of sticks out for you in particular? I know it's for sure.
Okay. I mean, for me, it was the first. I think it might have been one of the first like shots of Letterkenny, and it was when Hersey and I were in the dressing room figuring out who was selling meth to the rookie. Yeah. And it was, Belsey and Wellesley and Burnsy and DC, like figuring out that Letterkenny's a meth town. And so Jared, we never auditioned for the show, right? Like Jared went out and told us, like, you guys you're the dudes, we're making the show with you. And we really kind of put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be, it was a long chunk of dialogue too. Like it was a bunch of, and it was kind of like setting the tone for the pacing of how that show was going to go. Yeah. So Andrew and I rehearsed it so much. Like we were so tight. We knew each other's lines as we often did. And like we buzzed through that day and we're like bigger, faster, funnier. Like if we do anything, let's just do it fast. Like clip each other's lines and just speed it as fast as we can. And at the end of the day, Jacob and Jared texted us and was like, "Hey, we need to chat. Can you guys like go into Dylan's room and
stop doing this? Just fucking give a compliment, God!
They have to make you have an anxiety attack."
James Bond movie? What the fuck is going on?
So we're getting recast? Like, what's the story here?
Of course, that's what you think.
But it was the polar opposite. They called us and said, if you guys keep doing that, this show's going to be successful. Like, thanks for coming and doing what you did. So
wait, did they do this? Did they go, if you guys keep doing that, we're gonna have a successful show?
That's how I remember it. Yeah, it was hectic.
God, they love those two have a flair for the dramatics. Yeah. God, that's so
theater boys at the end of the day, aren't they?
Totally, they can't help themselves. Yeah. God, yeah. No, that was such a good. I mean, I don't know if you've watched this season in a long time or like these earlier seasons. It's so good, and it's weird to be like, go back and watch yourself, and we'll have you back. But like these first 2 seasons where everything is really set up, it's been so interesting for us to watch it and be like, oh, everybody came so correct and really like honed in on their character so early. Anything that doesn't work gets left behind really seamlessly and kind of evolves into something that does. And everybody showed up in that way, and you guys are amazing. Like, it's really impressive. You should go back and watch it one day.
And you're both so handsome.
So beautiful. Your hair.
I want to be on this podcast more. You
both
guys.
Your hair is.
No, but it is true though, Deeps. Like, it's really impressive stuff. And well, obviously, like, we'd love to have you back on a more like hockey episode too, just to really like talk about your process, because there's so much to get through and we only have an hour. But yeah, you should be proud of the work you did. I hope you are.
Thank you. I am. Yeah. I it's been such a blessing for the rest of my career. I mean, it's opened up a lot of doors, and I mean, geez, like we still do this stuff. Like, I love you guys. That's the one thing I miss the most about the show is hanging out with the cast, and I think that's a huge part of why it did so well, is because we did genuinely like each other. Like, we really did have a ton of fun making it, and it's cool to keep the energy alive with what you guys are doing here. So I'm fired up to be a part of it.
Yeah. So well, we're so happy you came on. And if you have time to stick around with us, would you like to answer some love questions?
I would love to. Answer some love questions.
Yes. Okay, great. Okay, do you have a couple?
I pulled up this one. This is the first thing. I have not read it, so
here we
bear
go.
with me. It could be brutal.
A nightmare. Okay.
Yeah. Hey y'all, I'm a huge Letterkenny fan. I followed the show since season 2 and the podcast is amazing. Appreciate you. So glad and intrigued to hear y'all's take on everything. I'm going to guess this person's from the South. Super excited to see where the podcast goes. For the spare hearts portion, I'm from suburban New Jersey. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm in my mid-20s. I'm single and have been for years. Very bisexual, use they, them pronouns, although I'm quite masculine presenting. Over the past few years, I've been almost stressed as how to get myself back out there romantically. Just over 2 years ago, my mother, whom I was very close with, passed away, and it was very emotionally devastating for a few years, which honestly, I'm dealing with still, obviously. A few years on, I find myself struggling quite often, and despite having a large family, I've had to push through the majority of my struggles completely alone. As I'm slowly getting through to the other side of this trauma, I found myself almost kneecapped because of my lack of emotional battery in social or romantic situations, where I previously would have been happy to get myself out there. I just can't really bring myself to approach people and don't know how to react when I'm approached. It's like I've entirely lost my emotional sensitivity and everything is a bit numb. Oh God. Do y'all have any advice as to how I should be approaching romantic relationships or dating in this situation? I would love to get myself back out there, but I just don't know what to do.
Okay,
Love
confidence
you guys. Keep killing
king.
it. Yeah.
Get in there, Dylan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's it like?
Hey, what's it like to be confident? How do you teach
Tell us
others
about
to be confident?
How is it that you approach every situation with bright-eyed and bushy tail and ready to listen and learn? What happens?
I mean, like that. So much unpack.
So much pressure. Yeah.
I mean, I know that my mental health is a lot better when I'm like physically active. And that is a huge part of social batteries as well. And that's based on science. When you're you don't even have to be in the gym, but getting outside and being active, being in sports leagues, whatever it is you like to do, being physically active.
You also meet a lot of people being physically active, right? I feel like joining run clubs, being a part of like a badminton league, like dodgeball league, like whatever it is, you end up meeting people too. Like that's how you got on this fucking show.
That's literally how I got on this show.
True.
And I think it's sort of like it's disarming when you're in a rec league of any sort. Like generally they're pretty low pressure situations. You're not out there to win the championship. So, being physically active, being in the gym for me is a big part of being in a good headspace. Playing rec sports, whether it's hockey or volleyball or softball, sort of forces you to get out there, and you can sort of ride the wave of when you're feeling good and when you're not. Yeah, I mean,
I do love that advice. Yeah. It's classic advice, but it's so true to like
for a reason,
move your body, especially when you're dealing with grief, which it sounds like you are. And I'm so sorry for your loss. And look, sometimes it just takes a while to heal, and it's okay that it's a process. But exactly to Dylan's point, like getting outside, moving your body.
Yeah. A dance class goes a long way.
Yeah,
when you're not feeling good in your body.
Honestly, like those kind of little habits that you start doing daily, it really shifts your mental health. And just also having trust that grief will kind of pass through you as it's supposed to. It's never gonna, or it might never not fully go away, but at the same time, you'll be able to cope with it better and better as time goes on, And also, hey, nice to be bisexual. It's nice to have options. I wish
it's nice to have
I
options.
wish that was my tea. It sounds cool.
It does. That's tight.
So that's a as Jared would say, that's a terrific opportunity.
That's a terrific opportunity.
Hey, you're literally doubling your exposure, to potential partners.
It's true. Hopefully you live in a city where you can access all these types of leagues and sports
New Jersey,
and things
right?
like that. Oh yeah, New Jersey.
Y'all.
What's good in New Jersey? Pizza? What do we got
and
out
look,
there?
like again, you don't have to be like a super athletic person. It's not about being a sports driven person. It's like you commit to a social gathering, whether it's once a week or twice a week, and then you sort of have that motivation to get out if you're having a hard time getting started, if you're committed to a group of people, and you meet new people, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Dylan, do you think that like my dad, who's big into sports, always talks about like it's important for people to be on a team of some kind? I feel like Letterkenny was kind of a team for me where you have accountability to other people to show up for them. Like that's an important part, and that's actually really good for self-esteem. It's really good for building up that social battery, as you said, because it feels purposeful. Like all of those things are really so good for your mental health. So that's that's good advice.
Co-ed leagues too. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
This person is looking at
all options.
All options.
Just get out there and flirt with every teammate you have on both teams. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Get out there. Just kind of willing to date anyone here. Dodgeball league feels like the move. I feel like that's really low stakes.
Dodgeball is fun. Floor hockey is fun. I mean,
floor hockey. Oh,
that gives me PTSD from grade
me too.
7.
I'm thinking of gym class, and I'm like, floor hockey.
And I was
the people
so
are excited.
bad at it.
God.
I was so bad at it. Floor hockey and me, I was like full just swing and a miss. Like
yeah, the noise, the sound.
What a great
of the
opener, though. Like, hey, can I help you with your shot?
Can I please?
Could you teach me how to shoot the floor hockey
How do I do it?
Could you
me in grade 5?
Ew, no.
To another grade 5er.
All right.
Yeah, not to dox and never mind. My 770 character.
Plus, as we've learned from Dylan, you will always see all your teammates naked at some point.
So that's so true.
It's perfect. You've got to join a team.
Yeah, you've got to get in that locker room.
Everybody will be naked.
Yeah.
Suggest some perineum tanning.
Yeah. That'll show that you're really in touch with yourself, your body, your soul. That's good.
Brother.
Oh, we're killing this advice. Do we have another question?
Yeah, sure. I'll just pull up some such a roll. Random other question.
I like that
these
you did.
These are going to be so bad. This is going to be...
Okay, well, have a little hope. That one was great.
That one was
great.
Yeah.
This one's pretty long.
You guys are you're bold and courageous. No pre-screening, just right into the questions.
Well, this has gotten us into trouble.
Yeah,
and you know what's cool is we can always edit something out. Like if we get too far in a question and we're like, we can't, we can take it out.
Let's do this one. This one looks like this one will be all right, I think.
Okay.
It says advice. Ooh, the first line is, should I give up?
Okay, no, never.
First of all, no. Rest of the question. I'd met this guy years ago and we were both interested in each other, but I didn't think he was ready for something serious. So I bailed on a date that we had scheduled. We ended up just being friends. And then I started dating someone else. And when they dumped me over text and broke my heart so badly, I just dated poly guys. Oh, bad idea. When my friend and I reconnected and slept together, he knew about the poly guys, but said he only wanted to be monogamous with me. So even though I wasn't really ready for something serious, I wanted a relationship, so I jumped in. Then I found out that the guy who dumped me over text was dating someone and found that I felt, what the fuck is going on here? This isn't.
I can't see what you're reading, so I'm just going off of your real-time reactions.
Like they broke up with me. Like this isn't it.
Do you want to read it on your own time and then give us kind of?
Oh, shut up, Michelle.
You're so good at summarizing.
2 months later, we reconnected and then broke up with me again. I don't think this is summarizable. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna get one better one. Okay. We're gonna keep going.
I mean,
the little bits are. It sounds like you were looking for a relationship. So I think you're overcomplicating.
Anyway. Yeah.
Well, it just sounds to me like you are creating mountains out of. Not I want to say mountains out of molehills because it's your life and it's very real. However, I think there's more convoluted elements than there needs to be. I think you said it in the very opening part of the email. You wanted a relationship. You didn't feel like you were 100% ready, but you wanted it. So I think, follow your heart. Don't overthink it. And, if this person treats you well, then you should treat them well. And stop looking in someone else's yard.
Hey.
Because you got something right in front of you. So,
whoa.
And also, can we maybe try avoiding poly guys?
I mean, I'm not a poly hater, but there's definitely like people who use it out for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. have yet to see it go well. I'm just putting it out
Fair
there.
enough. Okay, that's actually
All right.
that
Next
is fair.
question.
Yeah, sorry. Let's do a real good one.
We're gonna
here.
keep that in though, because
No, we're not.
here we are.
We can't.
Why not?
Evan, I
Sitting
know
here
I've
chewing
told
my
you this
finger.
a couple times, and Evan, I'm sure you've gotten sick of hearing it, but I do credit my emotional maturity and place that I was at in my life when I met my now wife to you. We had a very impactful conversation, a series of them, and I figured out a lot of stuff about who I was and what I wanted and how to be honest with myself and others.
Oh my God.
And I met Jen at a time in my life when I was like, you know what? I think I should be more okay with who I am and be more okay with being on my own. And that was kind of when the universe was like, now you're ready.
Yeah.
We love Jen. Jen's the best.
Love Jen.
We love
She's
Jen.
the best.
Everyone who meets
Jen's
Jen
fantastic.
loves Jen.
Of
Like
course.
Jen's a delight of a person.
She's wonderful.
That's very sweet. Thank you you're just whatever. Get out of here.
Listen, Evan, I've said it once, I say it again. You were a big part of me becoming the person that I am today. So thanks.
Oh
Love
my
you, buddy.
God, Dylan.
No, but you guys, because you guys had you had some real conversations. Like I
course.
remember being at dinner with the two of
seeing
you.
us down by the dock.
No, but like you would spar with each other, and you wouldn't be
yeah.
afraid to like debate and be coming from different perspectives, and you wouldn't back down, and it was always
That's
respectful.
true.
But
me and Dylan did get into it in a way
Yeah.
that is like very few people
very brother
are willing
energy.
to go there with someone. It's true.
Yeah.
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 Like you've stretched my mind to places it hadn't been before.
That's because you're so good at communicating in good faith. Like you're not the type of person to be like, this is my opinion and it's always going to be that way. You're like willing to learn. You're such a creative, interested person who's curious all the time. That allows you the ability to have elasticity in your brain. Like I don't have nearly that much elasticity. I like watching. I'm like, man, like Dylan can learn. He can grow. It's a superpower.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
You guys are
Thanks,
being
buddy.
really adorable right now.
Get out of here, Michelle.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's read this question. Spare Hearts, dating after a long time. Hey friends, I'm 41, male. I've been married 13 years, but I'll be getting divorced this year. My wife had a later in life gay awakening a few years ago. No real surprise because we developed solid communication.
Aww.
Honestly, great
What a
start.
segue.
This is quite the segue.
You sound
I fully
great.
support her and encourage her to date because I didn't want her to live a half life. There is no love lost, but it's time for us to separate. I have not dated at all in this transition, and I'm very much a homebody. I don't drink, moderately autistic, and I don't know single people. Even in my younger days, most of my relationships came from being pursued rather than, hottie alert, rather than me pursuing someone. Too shy, that's me. I'm just a complete lost as to what I should do. Any advice is welcome. So cute.
So cute. I mean, what a
You sound like a catch.
great, like out of all the divorces, you guys sound like you're handling all of it so well and like coming from such a compassionate place. Wow, that's really cool. I mean, I think utilizing online dating, I really think it's like, it's what people are doing now. We all live kind of two insular lives. So I do think get on the apps, but I also think, back to Dylan's advice, I'm going to quote you, but
Join a dodgeball league.
Join something.
Get naked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't have to get naked right away, but but yeah, in spirit, sure.
It sounds like you're also going to have like a fantastic wing person in your partner, which
Great
is
call. Yeah.
wow. What a tee up to finding good people when you can say, hey, my last relationship actually ended, but it ended on such good terms that they can vouch for my character.
And she's right here. Like you guys could go clubbing together. You guys could.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there'll be some simmer down phase post official split, but yeah, wow, that is like what a indicator of your ability to communicate. That is fantastic. I don't think you will have any problem re-entering the world of dating, because I tell you what, there are so many people that you meet that you're just like, how have you come this far? How do you function in society with this like lack of ability to communicate? And it sounds like you've got that in in spades. Can you say that? Is that you've got a lot of that?
Yeah, I think that's just a card reference. Yeah,
that's the term, right?
I think you're safe. You're not going to get canceled for that. You're safe here.
I don't know.
I assume spades are just a lot of cards. I think
that's what I assume so.
Yeah, that's safe territory. Yeah.
I don't know, gardening reference. And I digress. You'll be fine. Get yourself out there and go with confidence, and you don't need to fight anyone.
Totally. Totally. Go with confidence. You don't need to fight anyone. 41's not that old. You're it's really not. 41's the new 21. You're fine. You're going to meet so many people. Yeah. There are more clubs and things ever than before. There's more ways to communicate with people online and to go do meetups and to just join even one-off events.
Sorry, I thought you meant clubs, the club. I was Evan, stop suggesting this.
Don't go to an actual club. Don't get bottle service.
Don't
go to flea markets and shit. Stuff that people organize. Like clothing swaps, fun things where you get to meet people. You know what I'm talking about though? You go to the park and people are all meeting each other for the first time. Get a dog. You'll meet a person like that.
Yeah, and don't rush yourself. You're still in the process of the split. Don't put a time limit on it.
Yeah.
Take it one step at a time.
Yeah, and again, if you're feeling a little bit more introverted and stuff, and you are genuinely looking for a connection, getting outside is great in theory, but I understand if you're introverted, that can feel overwhelming. So you can't, I think there's even social media now for friends.
Totally.
And you can meet new friend groups, which is always a nice way to meet somebody too. Yeah. So utilize the internet, but then also the good old fashioned, join a club, join a hiking club, whatever you're interested in. That's a great.
I bet you'll get pursued again. If you were pursued then, I'm sure you'll get pursued now. Just put yourself in situations to be
just stand in coffee shops and just look good. Just stand there, constantly looking good.
Get your signals out. Get your pheromones. Do the pheromone call.
Hold a book that everyone's reading these days and just walk around with it and wait for somebody to talk to you.
Yeah. People love that.
People do love that. I've been carrying around the Power Broker recently. I am being harassed.
Really?
People are stopping me on the street to be like, "Is that the Power Broker?"
Okay, but is it those types of people that would say it like that?
Ladies, everybody. I am being flagged down. People are obsessed with this book. Dylan, you should read the Power Broker.
I'm gonna read it. It sounds fantastic.
It's wildly written. So worst case scenario, try and win your wife back, and.
Cut that. Absolutely cut that.
Worst case scenario, grovel.
So have you seen the movie Chasing Amy? That was the plot of every movie in the 90s was she's not really a lesbian. She just hasn't had the right dick. Do you know what I mean?
Sun on her butthole.
It was such a plot.
Unbelievably toxic. Yeah, you're going to be great. I feel like you're maybe one of the best guys out there. Yeah, you did. You did. And if all else fails, sun your butthole on the West Coast. I don't like the way I said butthole. That was weird.
How would you normally say it?
I don't know.
How often do you say that word?
I don't ever. That's why it felt so clumsy coming out of my mouth.
Anus? Yeah. What do we say?
No, that's worse. That's for sure worse.
So say you're at the doctor and you have to talk about it and you want to reference it because you're it hurts a lot. What would you call it? What would you say?
I think in a doctor setting, I would say anus because that's
no way you'd say anus.
I feel like that's the medical term, Evan.
Not, Michelle. You would not go, my anus hurts. There's no way you'd say that.
What are my options? What are my options?
Butthole, asshole, anus.
I would not say butthole in front of a doctor.
My doctor's a buddy of mine. He's a good dude.
That is probably would just say, I feel like you should not have that.
I'd say, Doc, I don't want to out him here. I've been putting way too much sun on my butthole, and I think I got a burn.
I gotta say, the word butthole really does roll off your tongue in a way different way. It's more comfortable in your mouth.
It's very airy. Butthole. There's a build up and then a release. Butthole.
I don't like that, Dylan. I feel like you're. Ew! I feel like it's liquid in your mouth.
Just sending my
On that note,
well.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Dylan,
it's been really great, guys.
Thank you so much for coming on. And thanks for staying for the Spare Hearts portion.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun.
You scared
I'd
away
love
all
to
the
come back and
sponsors,
do it
but that's all
again.
right.
Yeah, I apologize. We
Scaring the hose.
What is that from?
I know, it's like thing. Everyone says it. You quit it. You're scaring the hose. There was speaking of dead moms. This is such a, but like there was I just saw a video of a guy. Like it was, oh god. It was a TikTok and a girl's like, I don't trust anyone who has a bad relationship with their mother and their mother is not around. And then it stitches with a guy at his mom's gravestone. He's like, quit it. You're scaring the hose to his mom's grave.
You landed it. You landed it, Bert.
Yeah, that was a perfect
beautifully.
landing.
It's like,
Okay.
Good God.
We've got the giggles, and that's okay.
my throat, man.
That's
Okay,
funny.
Dylan. Well, we love you so much, and
Love you,
please
buddy.
come back. Will you come back
back.
for future episodes?
I will.
Okay.
I would love to. I mean, you're early on. You're in season 3. We got there's 12
Much
seasons.
to do. We've got much to do, and that's why we didn't want to have you early because we didn't want to. Like we want to save
We didn't
you,
wanna-
you know. We wanted to save you
No.
a
We
little
want
bit.
to shoot our wad.
I know. I was almost going to say that, and then I was like,
Say.
"Don't say that."
Like you wanted to get into the rhythm. I get it. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You wanted a couple test runs.
Yeah, that's what you all were. Test runs.
Yeah.
Everyone has come before you.
You know who I'm talking to. Everyone else on the call
Percy.
sheet.
Yeah, Tyler especially.
Tyler especially, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we love you so much. Congrats on everything you've done and everything you continue to do. We can't wait to have you back, and I'm going to be seeing you soon in Kelowna.
Yes,
wait,
you are.
and
No,
Cornwall, or both.
Cornwall first. You're going to
Cornwall
Kelowna
first.
as well?
Yeah.
Well, hey, come hang out.
Yeah. It's
Fans.
really fun.
We're talking about conventions.
Yeah, we're talking about
Anywho,
conventions.
see you in Cornwall and Kelowna. And on that note,
Okay, bye guys.
Time to
Thanks
get
for
some sun.
listening.
bye.
Bye.